Good afternoon. Now, I did promise one on curls, so this is especially for my friend Liz, who has been watching all these, and she sent me a text last night and says, when's the curls coming? So it took me a bit of work this morning to prepare the curls. The curls take an awful lot longer because you have to prepare them first, okay? So first thing is, with curls, you need some wooden dowels. Okay, so I have a selection of wooden dowels. All right, skinny ones, which are, you know, the ones you get for the barbecue. You can buy them in the pound shop, like £1 for a packet. So they're skinny ones. Chopsticks. You know, I think I picked these up in the charity shop, packet of chopsticks, but wooden, you need wooden ones for the way I do it, okay? These are the, you know, like the needles sometimes you get, like a stocking needle, okay? A double pointed needle. So I just keep all of those in one wee bag, and then I know that they're there. And I tend to do a whole lot of these together, you know, spend a whole day winding wool of different colours and making my curls. The fatter the needle, so the chopstick will make quite fat curls, and you see I have wrapped this, okay. The skinny ones, the barbecue skewers that you can buy for £1 a packet, they're skinnier, so they're going to make smaller curls. So basically that's it, nothing extraordinary. Mum was telling me this morning that she saw somewhere on Facebook, I do it in the oven, all right, but she was reading somewhere on Facebook and she said that they did it by wrapping them in straws, wrapping the wool in straws, putting it in boiling water and drying it off and leaving it to dry, and then that worked. So that would be an oven way. I haven't tried it, so, but I'll have a wee go at it. It would take longer probably because you would have to wait until they dry out. Okay. So the first thing you do, whenever I do my, I'm going to do a ginger doll. Do you remember yesterday I was working on this doll, got the feet all nicely embroidered in, or darned in basically, and the trousers and all the wee bits I didn't like, and then I said I was going to give it a ginger wig. So this is the doll that I'm going to work on. So whenever I do something like a ginger wig, I don't maybe just do it in one colour. So I go through my wool bag, and if you can see here, there's 3 very different gingers. So I'm going to do, like, you know, highlights in her hair. You could do it just one colour, but it's nice to try different ones. So the first thing you do, all right, I'll show you first how to do the first part. I'm going to put this camera down a wee bit. Right, show you first. All right, one, that's a sock needle, right? So first of all, I'm going to tie my wool in a knot on one end of it. So it's self-explanatory, really. Go tie it on at the end, and then I'm going to wrap. So I sort of wrap a bit and then pull it down tight and wrap and pull it down tight. That's just how I do it, you know. So it's, and if you're doing something like the chopsticks, you'll see they have a fat end and a thin end. So if you tie it at the fat end, start at the fat end and pull it down, because if you start at the skinny end, it'll not work. Well, maybe it will. That's just the way I do it, fat end. All right. So you're wrapping. I'm going to wrap and wrap and wrap. And what I do is I get, you know, decide on a doll I'm going to do, and I would get a whole load of these done. I also make flower fairies, which aren't knit at all, but I tend to use these skinny skewers for the curly hair for them, because it's, you know, they're nice. The big curls wouldn't be any good, so the bigger dolls you can get away with bigger curls. All right, so there's that one wrapped. All right, so I've wrapped it. All right, and then I'm just going to tie it off in a knot. Now you need to do that, otherwise you know, it'll just all unravel while you're trying to work with it. Okay, so There you go. So there's one ready. I'll put that in my bag, and that's one that hasn't been cooked yet. All right, so cooking the curls. Okay, so first thing I do is I wrap a whole pile, and you see I've got a whole pile, different colours, and yeah. So I wrap them, and it takes quite a wee while, to do that. The preparation for that takes quite a time. Anyway, I would maybe do a pile of them, and then another day I might do another few, and make up a bag of them. Thank goodness I don't do as many curly dolls as I do straight haired ones, because it would take so much longer. Okay, so once you have wrapped, right, once you have wrapped your skewers or your chopsticks, I soak them first of all in just the basin with some water. Okay, so then, and I put the oven on at 100 degrees. Now it's 100 degrees Celsius. I looked this up this morning. Apparently, if the knob in your oven can't go above 290, then you've got a Celsius oven. I didn't know that. But anyway, if it's Fahrenheit, it's 212 Fahrenheit, but 100 degrees, what you'd put a pavlova in, if you're a baker and you make pavlova, you put it in usually at about 100 degrees. Okay, it's as long and slow and not so warm. Okay, and I do it first of all, I soak them, then I take them out and I roll them in kitchen roll to take off the excess water. Okay, and then I put them on an oven tray, put them in the oven, and they take about half an hour. Okay, keep checking them. Now, I have tried many different ways. When I first started doing this, I tried them by wrapping plastic straws and putting them in the microwave. And for weeks, we had burnt wool smells around the house. It was terrible. We even set fire to them at one point. So this way works for me, although I will try the non-cook way that Mum was telling me about this morning. It would take longer, but you could do it over a few days and have them ready. Okay, so let's go. I want the ginger one. I'm not going to show you the whole. It's not going to take that long to do this. So when you're pulling these off, right, people say, how do you get them off? You have to do all that. You just pull. The curls aren't going to go anywhere, so you just pull it. You don't have to uncurl every single bit. Right, so that's says me, it's calling me a liar now. All right, so you just pull it all off until you get them off. So that's basically the first thing you do with it. And sometimes I keep these, and then I keep my sticks for the next time. And sometimes I do a box of them, like a wee Tupperware box. Now, there's my loop that I made at the end, and there'll be one at the other end. So you're going to cut that off because you don't need that. All right, and there's your curls, and these are quite loose curls. So you could do a variety. You could some tighter curls around the face of the doll and looser curls around the end. So there's my other end that I tie. It's got a wee straight end and knot in it. I'm going to get rid of that now. It's not like when I do the straight hair, I can do quite big long strands, but this curly hair, it takes that much longer because you can't really do it doubled. You have to do it single, and you can't do it with too long a strand. So it is definitely a more time consuming, but it's worth it. And if somebody really, sends you an email and is looking for a curly haired doll, it's worth doing it. So, but it does take an awful lot longer, but it's nice. And I like it, particularly in the Irish dancers. Okay, so same as we did with the straight haired doll. I'll just show you quickly in case you haven't watched that. Okay, so I'm going to pull it in now. Remember, we've got curls. You see the first curl already, and those curls will stay there. Somebody else told me that what they did with theirs was they did theirs in hair lacquer, and they didn't cook them or make them wet. They just put them on skewers and did them in hair lacquer. Now, I don't know. I think that would make the hair hard. but I don't know, I haven't tried it. So everybody has their own methods and there are many. So the same as we did with the other one, I'm holding my thumb. You see, Laura told me to try a mirror, which would be good. And I haven't got a mirror, so I haven't got a mirror handy. So I'm holding my thumb there, and then I do my anchor stitch. And basically that's all there is. Now the anchor stitch, remember, you go through and then you pull it through the loop, and that stops it from going anywhere. So I'm not going to sit here and do the whole head and let you see it. I might, whenever I get it finished, put it up as a picture or something. I'm not going to change this little movie. But that's how you do curly hair. And you do it the same as if you look at the straight hair one, I showed you how to mark the head out. So I go from the front round the bottom edge up to there, and then I take this one and I go round and I go round until I get the head eventually completely filled in. With the curls, I don't actually put as much on, and the one I showed you on the straight hair, it was just a bald head. And I want to do that for people who maybe had patterns that didn't have a cap. But this one, because it has a cap, won't take as much wool. Okay, so basically that's it. How to do curly hair in 12 minutes. Okay, so it was nice talking to everybody today. This will be my last one for a wee while. I've got exciting news for the next one probably. Well, I've got a craft one to do. I promised a group, a Kilcooly women's group that I work for. I promised them I would do a wee craft tutorial, so I've got that to do next in the next couple of days for them. Well, not for them, for everybody to see. So I've got that to do. And then on the 28th, here's some breaking news. On the 28th of May, all right, in the shops, Knit Now magazine, all right, and it's one of my patterns is going to be in it. It's the first time I've ever had a pattern printed in a magazine, and that's quite exciting, I think. I did the work for this pattern away back in November time, I think it was, about October, November, and sent it all off. They send you the wool and you have to knit it, and you have to go over their sort of choice of colours and things, which I didn't love, but anyway. So you write the pattern up, you knit the doll, and you send it off to them, and then it's been a long wait. So the 28th of May, apparently this will be in the shops on the 28th now, Knit Now magazine. So then, and the other thing that I'm doing at the minute is I have a Christmas doll for Knit Now magazine to design. So I have to do it now. I have a deadline. Sort of the end of June, it has to be in with them. So for the next few weeks I'll be thinking Christmas, and that's difficult in the summertime, but anyway, so that'll be for their November issue. They've already sent me the wool and I've a good idea what I'm doing. I just have to do it. So that's my exciting news. I might make a little when I get my magazine. I mean, Knit Now magazine on the 28th of May, I might make a little video and show everybody that, because I was quite excited about it. It's nice to see that your patterns are, people are hearing about them, and they're going to be printed in a proper knitting magazine. My goodness. But anyway, okay. All right, I've waffled on now for more minutes. You've probably switched off anyway, so have a good day. Bye. Bye, Liz. Hope you enjoyed this.